Dangerous Frightfur Nightmary. Now this is something I've been waiting for quite a while now. Dangerous Frightfur Nightmary is a Frightfur monster that debuted in the manga, like many of them did. And basically, it was one of the biggest boss monsters that Sora could summon. And I remember I was looking through the list of them. I never actually read the manga. I just saw pages and I looked up information about stuff that was used in the manga. Fucking Frightfur Meister and Frightfur Sad Marine. But basically, what I found was this. Dangerous Frightfur Nightmary is a level 10 fiend-type monster with 2,000 attack and 3,000 defense. And it's a fiend fusion effect monster with the following effect. Dangerous Frightfur Nightmary requires 1 Edgent monster and 2 Fluffal monsters. It gains 300 attack for every fairy and fiend monster in your graveyard during your turn. And when this fusion summon card destroys our monster by a battle, you can send a number of Frightfur, Fluffal, and or Edgent monsters from your deck to the graveyard equal to the level of the destroyed monster. And when an opponent's card effect that targets this card on the field is activated, quick effect, you can banish 1 Frightfur monster from your extra deck to negate the activation. Now, I remember when I read this card, I was like, oh my god, it's so busted. If Fluffal did this, they're going to be so meta. And now that I look at it, now that I'm a bit more mature on how cards work and how this card goes against that card and everything like that, I know that this card is not that great. It's not the worst card of all time. I've seen worse in this archetype, Chimera and Bear. But basically, I don't think this card's that good. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. If I do end up playing it when it finally comes out next year, it'll probably be a one-of that I might actually just put in the side like Daredevil. Because if Daredevil's not playable, this probably isn't that playable either. But basically, I just wanted to go over the card, what I think about with the effects, and basically how I would fix it, how I would make it better. So, some things I would like to change. Now, the fusion materials are actually fine. I am actually very glad it says 1 Edgimp and 2 Fluffals instead of 2 Edgimps and 1 Fluffal, because you only run 4 Edgimps in the entire deck. 5 if you play Cotton Eater, because, yeah, you're so cool. Cotton Eater fucking sucks. Drop him. But basically, I love the summoning requirement. I like that it's level 10, because you can summon it off of March if you play March. I've been thinking of citing March, because it's actually not that bad of a card. It's like a Solemn Strike, almost, and a free special summon if you use that effect. I think, if Chimera is not also level 10, this is the highest level Frightfur monster that there is. Because everything else is level 8 or lower. But basically, the 300 attack boost, that's fine. It makes sense that it's during your turn because this is an OTK deck. You're supposed to go second and just go, I win. But I think it would be kind of nice that if it said, like, during both turns. But what I would really like for it to say, since it's, like, the be-all, end-all, godly, Fluffal, like, or Frightfur boss monster, I wish it would say, that if it battles an opponent's monster, that opponent's monster's attack is halved until the end of the damage step. Now, I know some of the people are going to try to say in the comments or something, but Delta is too powerful. Allow me to educate you. Boral Sword does the same thing. Fucking Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion is even better, because you detach 2 materials, and then just, actually, is it 2 materials? No, I think it's just 1 material, and you take all of your opponent's monster's attack, turn it to 0, and put it onto your monster. Now tell me that isn't fucking nuts. Like, that's actually busted. And you can kill someone instantly. It's like, Jesus Christ, if your opponent has Armatal the Chaos Phantom for some reason, and they swing at it not knowing its effect, you just go detach game. Even if they have, like, a 5-headed dragon for some reason on board, you can attack for 7,500, like, but from the cost of a simple Xyz material. And this card isn't even as good as that card, and it's harder to bring out. So why not give it a simple effect that halves the opponent's monster's attack? It's an OTK deck. Or It can have its attack gaining effect that it has right now, but make it attack twice or something. Another reason it should be able to attack twice is when you read the next effect. When this fusion summon card destroys a monster by battle, you can send a number of Fluffal Frightfur Regiment monsters from your deck to the graveyard equal to the level of the destroyed monster. This effect is fine, I guess, but some things that irk me is that it says it has to be equal to the level. Unless it says, unless they eventually change it, or this person that I'm reading their post is like fucking dumb. But unless they change it, it's not that great, because it's like, what if you destroy level 8 with this guy? Or with this chick, and then you want to send stuff, but you don't want to send 8, or you don't have enough things to send. I don't find that very fair at all. And then, as well, it'd be better if it could attack twice, because if you dump a bunch of crap, then basically your graveyard's going to be chock full of more stuff to make its attack power gain. So unless you have 2 Nightmarys, which, let's face it, no one's going to play 2 of this thing unless you're making some sort of weird turbo deck, then basically it's not that useful unless you want to pitch wings if you destroy level 1. If your opponent's playing level 1 fucking normal monster beatdown, I don't know. But otherwise, effect's it's just kind of weird. And then its final effect, alright. I like this effect, but I have so many problems with it. By that I mean just one big problem. But first I'll do the little problem. So, when opponent's card effect that targets this card on the field is activated, you can banish a Frightfur from the extra deck to negate that activation. Now, here's what I wish the card said. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets this card on the field, you can banish 1 Frightfur monster from your extra deck or graveyard, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Like, this effect is actually useless in the fact that it doesn't say destroy it. Like, I'm sorry that I'm yelling, but I'm getting, like, really pissed off that this actually exists like this. Because it shouldn't. It should say, negate the activation and destroy that card. Otherwise, that card is shit. Because if they're using something like, I don't know, Hand of the Sixth Samurai, I don't know, it's just a random thing out there. It's non-once per turn effect. Basically, you're just going to have to keep banishing Frightfurs uselessly from your extra deck, not from your graveyard. Wait, I wish it said graveyard, because normally it's going to be chock full. And then you, like, link someone or some shit. It'd be better to just destroy it. Because otherwise, you're just going to have to keep wasting resources. Another problem with it is that it only protects itself and no one else. Be nice if, like, I'd probably be fine with the fact that it doesn't destroy if it at least protected all of your Frightfur monsters. Like, not even just Fusion Summon monsters, just all of your Frightfur monsters that you control. And that I would probably be fine with that effect. But also, I think also, oh god, I think it'd be better if it said cards that would destroy it by card effect as well. Because, like I said, this is supposed to be the big, bad, ultimate boss monster. And it's kind of sad when Frightfur Kraken is better than it and all the other ones. Yeah. So that was my little rant about dangerous Frightfur Nightmary. As a Fluffal player, I'm kind of disappointed that its effects aren't that great. If I do play it, it'll be probably in the side deck as a one-of, in case I want to beat over things, because it's like, look at all these fairies and fucking fiends in my graveyard. I'm gonna go beat over you with 10,000 attack. Yeah, basically, I don't like it for anything other than that. And besides, if I want a big beat stick, I'll play Daredevil with like a tiger and a saber-tooth on the field and just go boom, boom, boom. And it does burn. So, honestly, if I were to compare it to Daredevil, a card that stays in the side, I think Daredevil's better. I mean, yeah, you can sit on this card in defense mode, like, wall, 3,000 defense. Ha ha. Actually, one second, let me check. Does Frightfur Tiger raise defense? Nope, just attack. So that does it for my little rant about this mediocre card, and bye.